Angela Merkel brings a message of support to Greece, but no new money. On her first visit to Athens since the debt crisis erupted, the German Chancellor insisting there can be no deviating from the path of reform. Despite a massive operation to lock down central Athens involving 6,000 police for her 6-hour visit, angry protesters scuffled with heavily armed riot control forces. Merkel wants to show her backing for her fellow Conservative, Greece's Prime Minister Antonis Samaras. He's struggling to impose more cuts on a country already ravaged by austerity, which many blame on Germany. Meanwhile, in Luxembourg, 11 EU members agreed to push ahead with a tax on financial transactions. Several countries, including Sweden, Holland and Ireland, oppose the measure, but it's been pressed hard by France and Germany as a visible crackdown on the excesses of the banking industry. Spain and Italy reluctantly agreed to support the tax. Looking ahead to Wednesday, the leaders of Spain and France are to hold talks on the way forward in the crisis. Jeremy Batstone-Carr of stockbrokers Charles Stanley says a Spanish bailout is still top of the agenda as the Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy heads for Paris.
I suspect that Mr. Rajoy and Monsieur Hollande will be talking about measures to try and stimulate activity, whilst at the same time trying to stay in touch with a wider desire to bear down on budget deficits. And at the same time as that, there is this little matter of the European Stability Mechanism. Spain has to cough up 3.8 billion euros, whereas at the moment it seems that it is likely to be a recipient of ESM largesse potentially rather than the contributor. And that, I think, is going to make life extremely difficult for Spain going forward.
Investor sentiment will be tested in the Eurozone with a couple of key government bond auctions. Rock-solid Germany will sell 5 billion euros of 5-year bonds, while Italy will no doubt have to pay a bigger premium to sell 8 billion euros in short-term debt. It's crunch time for BAE and EADS as they try to iron out the glitches in their proposed $45 billion mega merger. The two sides have until 1600 GMT Wednesday to decide whether to press ahead with the plan to create the world's biggest defence group. Plenty of hurdles remain as the British, French, German and US governments consider concerns about security and jobs. BAE and EADS could still ask for more time to complete the deal. Also Wednesday, OPEC releases its monthly oil market report. Brent crude pushing above $112 a barrel this week because of the tensions in the Middle East and threats to supplies. But Saudi Arabia says it's satisfied oil prices have fallen far enough not to drag on global growth. And coming up on Insider, the second in our series of interviews with Jean-Claude Trichet, Spain and Ireland come under the spotlight. The former ECB chief tells us why their banks were offered differing terms as a condition of being kept afloat. Join us throughout the week for Reuters Today, a roundup of the latest world news and market headlines, 8 a.m. London time. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.